If you find yourself needing a piece of furniture or a helping hand just to get off the rug, your independence is on a timer. Most people blame old age, but it's actually a mechanical failure in 3 specific movements. Today, we're fixing those broken patterns so you never feel trapped on the floor again. Getting up from the floor is not just about strong legs. It requires controlled lowering, hip mobility, core stability, shoulder support, and weight shifting. Many people avoid floor positions altogether as they age. Over time, this avoidance creates stiffness and weakness, making the task feel even more intimidating. The key is to practice specific movements that directly train the patterns involved in safely transitioning from standing to the floor and back up again. The first movement is the controlled kneeling transition. This exercise strengthens the legs and teaches your body how to safely lower itself toward the ground. Stand near a sturdy chair, countertop, or wall for support. Begin by stepping one foot back into a split stance. Keep your chest upright and your core gently braced. Slowly bend both knees and lower the back knee toward the floor. Move with control. The slower you lower, the more strength you build in the front thigh and hip muscles. Lightly tap the knee to the floor or hover just above it if needed. From this half-kneeling position, press firmly through the front heel and engage your thigh and glute muscles to return to standing. Use support from the chair or wall as much as necessary. Alternate sides with each repetition. Aim for 5 to 8 control repetitions on each leg. This movement builds eccentric strength, which is the strength required to control your body while lowering. Eccentric strength is critical for preventing falls because it allows you to absorb force gradually rather than collapsing quickly. It also strengthens the quadriceps and glutes, the primary muscles responsible for standing up from low positions. Over time, this exercise improves knee stability, hip power, and balance awareness. The second movement is the seated floor roll and press. Many older adults avoid lying on the floor because they fear they will not be able to get back up. Avoidance, however, leads to stiffness in the spine and weakness in the shoulders and core. Practicing controlled rolling restores comfort and mobility at ground level. Sit on the floor with your knees bent and feet flat. If needed, sit on a folded blanket to elevate your hips slightly. Slowly lower yourself down onto one side, using your hand for support. Continue rolling onto your back in a smooth, controlled motion. Take a breath. Then roll to the opposite side, bending your knees comfortably. Place your hand on the floor and press yourself back up into a seated position. Move slowly and deliberately. The goal is not speed but coordination. As you roll, your abdominal muscles engage to guide the movement. Your spine rotates gently and your shoulders assist in pressing upward. This pattern improves spinal mobility and core control, both essential for rising from the ground. As you become more comfortable, try to reduce how much you push with your hands and instead focus on engaging your midsection and shifting your weight effectively. This retrains your nervous system to feel safe and capable on the floor. The psychological benefit is just as important as the physical one. When fear decreases, movement improves. The third movement is the forward weight shift into squat progression. This directly mimics the way humans naturally rise from the ground. Begin seated on the floor with both knees bent and your feet flat, slightly wider than hip width apart. Place your hands on the floor in front of you. Lean your torso forward so your nose moves over your toes. This forward weight shift is essential. Many people struggle to stand because they attempt to push upward before shifting their weight forward. Once your weight is centered over your feet, tuck your toes under and gently lift your hips into a low squat position. Keep your chest lifted as much as possible. From this squat, press through your heels and stand tall. Reverse the movement slowly, lowering back into a squat and then returning to a seated position with control. If this feels too challenging, practice the forward lean first. Sit on a sturdy cushion or low step instead of the floor. Lean forward and stand up from there. Gradually decrease the height as you build strength. You can also hold onto a sturdy object in front of you for assistance. This progression strengthens the glutes, quadriceps, calves, and core while reinforcing balance and coordination. It teaches your body how to transfer weight efficiently, which is the key mechanical element in rising from the ground. Without proper weight shift, even strong legs may struggle. When practicing these movements, focus on slow breathing. Inhale as you prepare. Exhale as you exert effort, such as pressing up to stand. Keep your movements deliberate and controlled. Use a mat or soft surface to protect your knees. Place cushions nearby if needed. Safety always comes first. Perform each movement 5 to 8 times, resting between sets. Practice 3 to 4 times per week. Consistency is more important than intensity. Small improvements compound over time. Within a few weeks, you may notice that lowering to the ground feels less intimidating. Within a few months, standing up may feel smoother and more natural. It is also important to understand that strength alone is not the only factor. Mobility in the hips and ankles plays a significant role. Gentle stretching for the hip flexors, hamstrings, and calves can improve your ability to move into kneeling and squatting positions comfortably. Balance training, such as standing on one leg near a support, also enhances stability during transitions. The nervous system adapts through repetition. Every time you practice these patterns, your brain becomes more efficient at coordinating the muscles involved. Confidence grows alongside strength. What once felt unstable begins to feel manageable. The floor transforms from a threat into a training space. Regaining the ability to get up from the floor is not about athletic performance. It is about resilience. It is about knowing that if you sit down to play with a grandchild, garden, or stretch, you can rise again without panic. It is about reducing the fear that often limits movement more than physical weakness does. Age does not eliminate the body's capacity to adapt. Muscles respond to load. Joints respond to movement. The brain responds to practice. With patient, consistent effort, you can rebuild the specific abilities required to stand up independently. If you found these movements helpful, start practicing them today and make them part of your weekly routine. Your independence depends on what you train consistently. Commit to just a few minutes, 3 to 4 times a week, and notice how your strength and confidence begin to return. If you want more simple, science-based exercises designed specifically for adults over 60, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a session. Share this video with someone who wants to stay strong and independent, and comment below with the word STRONG if you are committed to getting up from the floor without help this year.